Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to boot the subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, realizing that Kunigami's team is a perfect balance, Isagi can't help but get fired up against such a powerful opponent. Taking into account each person's blind spots and the positioning of every player, Isagi sends the ball to Barou, as he's marked by Ryo. Waiting for the perfect time, Isagi loses Ryo, envisioning possible goals, but sadly Barou once again refuses to pass the ball, and ends up losing it to Kunigami. Just like that Kunigami score, making it 2-0 in favor of Kunigami. Having seen Barou's selfish acts, Nagi attempts to reason with Barou but is completely shut off, as Barou refuses to help others score. With Isagi realizing that he can't picture a possible goal with Barou, he passes to Nagi, who's marked by Chigiri. Nagi is able to outsmart the speedster by changing his direction, making Chigiri's acceleration useless, and scoring a goal. Realizing that there is synergy between Nagi and Isagi, Isagi searches for a way to include Barou, once again attempting to reason with him. But Barou once again refuses to listen to Isagi, calling him a donkey for trying to boss the king around. Chatting to Nagi, the two realize they'll just have to win by themselves. With Ryo possessing the ball, he is able to easily pass Isagi, as he's overall a talented player, able to understand Chigiri and Kunigami's strengths and weaknesses and synergize with the two. Attempting to catch up, Isagi observes Ryo pass the ball to Chigiri. With Nagi taunting Chigiri, Nagi is ignored, as the ball is passed back to Ryo. Seeing the perfect opportunity to steal, Barou and Isagi are both denied, as Kunigami pushes through, headbutting the ball and scoring. Completely at a loss for words, Isagi, but if he wants to win, he'll have to adapt, realizing that it would be best to let Barou do his thing, and then devour his plays. Realizing that Nagi is being pinned by Chigiri and Ryo, Isagi moves in Barou's direction, drawing the defenders away from Nagi. Right when there is enough space, Isagi barely weaves the ball to Nagi, but wounds up, double-teamed by Chigiri and Ryo. With Barou still marked by Kunigami, Nagi is able to spot Isagi, having used his teammates to take up everyone's attention. He's able to hide in Barou's shadow. Appearing as a speck of light, Nagi possessed to Isagi, who's able to roam freely, hitting a direct strike and scoring a goal. With everyone sensing Isagi's monstrous aura, Isagi taunts Barou, demanding that he not get in their way. With Ryo passing the ball to Chigiri, Chigiri sends it to Kunigami. Fired up from Isagi's insult, Barou is able to wrestle Kunigami for the ball. Once again refusing to pass to Nagi, Barou is double-teamed, and loses the ball, but Isagi had been waiting, having anticipated everything. Refusing to allow Isagi control the ball, Chigiri rushes at Isagi, who calmly passes to Nagi, scoring. Having done nothing, Chiragir aims to redeem himself, outrunning Nagi by keeping the ball moving, and even outmaneuvering Barou, who attempted to tackle Chigiri. With no defenders, Chigiri scores. With Barou planted on the ground, we flash back into his past, learning that all his life, people around him had complimented and adored him. Realizing that no one would be able to match his skills, he would take scoring into his own hands, eventually losing love for the game. What he did love was ripping away others' love for the sport, by showing them how insignificant and outmatched they are, compared to Barou. Back in the present, Barou is fed up, stealing the initial passing to Ryo. Isagi attempts to intercept, but is rejected as Ryo punts the ball into the center. Having seen an opportunity to score, Barou dashes towards the ball, but realizes Chigiri is on his tail. About to be outclassed by the speedster, Barou feels Isagi's aura, forced to pass to someone for the first time. With a direct shot, Isagi evens the score, as 4-all. With Barou's ego completely shattered, Isagi and Nagi discuss how they'll defend the next point. Nagi questions whether they should consider Barou as a defender, but Isagi cuts in, stating that Barou is completely useless, as a dethroned king. With Ryo possessing the ball, he notes that Isagi and Nagi are positioned in a way to restrict passes to Chigiri. Having read Ryo's mind, Ryo is forced to pass to Kunigami, who also runs into the same issue, forced to pass back to Ryo. With no other option, Ryo attempts to drive by Isagi, but holds back, faking to draw Isagi out of position and away from Chigiri. Having made enough space, Ryo demands Chigiri run, kicking the ball towards him. With Chigiri accelerating in one direction, Nagi surprises Ryo, charging in the opposite direction, planning to intercept the ball mid-path. Having barely made it to the ball, Nagi is unable to fully control it, letting the ball run loose and into Barou's possession. Seeing Isagi and Nagi switching to offense, Barou sees various goals if he passes to Nagi or Isagi. But right before he does, an overwhelming feeling consumes him, refusing to allow him to pass to others. Having tasted defeat for the first time, Barou chooses to evolve if he wants to continue in BlueLock. Keeping the ball, Barou fakes a pass, instead moving off at an angle and continuing to dribble towards the goal at lightning speeds. With Isagi making himself open for a pass, Ryo attempts to thwart the pass, but is shocked. With Chigiri dashing in as a last hope, he realizes that Barou is hiding in Isagi's shadow, using Isagi to conceal his movements, devouring Isagi's plays. Passing Chigiri, Barou smashes the ball and wins the game. With Barou demanding Isagi apologize, he proclaims that he is still the king, as Nagi jumps onto Barou and Isagi. Learning of how Barou developed his new, chop dribble technique, we see Ego explain how humans in their most desperate times are able to evolve, as long as they are able to acknowledge their weaknesses and yearn for victory. With the game ending, the three ponder who to choose from Kunigami's team. Thanks for watching.